Hey guys, I thought I would make a quick screen recording just to show everybody what we're kind of talking about when we are looking at the Dropbox submission system now. Um, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone is on the same page um, as far as what is expected and what we're kind of looking at. So, as you can see, I kind of have Dropbox pulled up here. Dropbox, we've noticed, works the best if you download it as an app on your computer. So I am on a Mac. I don't think you can see this part of my screen, but for Mac users, it comes up like up here on your like the top of your screen, like toolbar as a little open box. That's your Dropbox app. And so if you click that, you can open it up and get the right page. On Windows and PC users, it literally comes up on your desktop as like an app, like a normal app. And that's how you would open it. You can use the online version, that does work. However, we've noticed that with that, you might have to get an Office subscription in order to use the online Office and Excel programs. Whereas if you already have it on your computer, the app will just use those. So there is also an app that you can use on your phone, but that for sure we know that you would need an Office subscription in order to use that. So we've noticed it just works best on your computer as an app. So I thought I'd go through the whole process of submitting a document and what that looks like, so that everyone can see what it's supposed to be looking like. So first of all, so like let's say I met with a kid today, and I open up Dropbox. You won't see this page here. I'm on a different account, on the admin account. However, when you open up the mentoring account, you'll just see these two folders, the submission folder and the template folder. Okay. So let's say I'm meeting with a kid, and I want to go and I write my note. So I pull up Dropbox here, and I open up the template folder. You won't see this page at all. You'll go and you'll see this page. Okay. So this is our all of our template folders for everybody. I've made kind of a little test template folder for myself so that I can show you how we want this to be done. So please do not open anybody else's folder. They have client information in there that you really shouldn't be looking at. So just open your folder. It works the best that way. So I'll open my folder here. And now you can see all my templates, okay? So as you can see, each template has the word template after it. Okay, so when we go to save later, I'll show you how to save it as well. We want to make sure that we don't save over our templates so that wrong information doesn't get spread from month to month. Okay, so first I'll kind of pull up the template as if my client was a non-CCS funded client. As you can see, I have his full name, my full name, the date of service, and the time of service already put in here. Now, some changes that we can see that we've added to our templates are, these 4 questions here. Where did you pick up your client? What activities did you do, and how did they relate to the goal? How did your client respond, and where did you drop them off? So when we teach people how to fill out their documents, we kind of talk about these questions, and we're very frequently bringing them up. If we need you to make changes or we need to add more information to the note, we're constantly bringing up these questions. So we just thought it would be the easiest for everybody involved if we just put them on the template. So as you can see, when I filled out this template, I answered the question underneath the question. So that kind of works the best so that our proofreaders, they have an easier time kind of looking through and making sure that you answer the questions appropriately. So let's go through my appointment with Casper. Okay, so let's say from 5 to 7, I picked Casper up from home. We went to eat, and his goals are social skills and getting out into the community. Okay. So here is where, that first question, where did you pick your client up? So I said that I picked Casper from home, so I just state that in a full and complete sentence, okay? We want to write professionally. And then what goals did you do and how, or what activities did you do and how did they relate to the goal? So I said that, Casper's goals are social skills and getting out into the community. So Casper and I, we went to McDonald's. I checked in with Casper about how school is going and how basketball practice is going. So those are two very social situations that Casper interacts with on a daily basis. And communicating about the goal is working on the goal, okay? So I then state this helped us work on his goal social skills by talking about the social situations that he has put in on a daily basis. I said we also worked on his goal of getting out into the community by going out to eat in a restaurant, where he is also forced to kind of practice his social skills. Then we'll move on to the next question. How did the client respond? So let's say Casper responded poorly. He didn't want to talk about basketball. He didn't want to talk about school. He didn't want to talk about it. So I would just say, Casper didn't want to talk about basketball practice. He shut down and changed the conversation. So then, I kind of put that next sentence here, right here, as kind of an observation, like that kind of indicated to me that maybe things didn't go very well today, and Casper responded poorly to having this conversation. To kind of spin that the other way, like if your client responded very well, like maybe I could say Casper talked almost the entire time about basketball practice. He's talking about the friends that he's been making, and then I could throw in a quote as well. Definitely heavily rely on observation and quotes because that's just fact. That is what is happening in the appointment. And those work really well in a document, in a medical and legal document like our notes are. Then last, where did you drop them off? And I just said that I dropped Casper off at home. So then here the primary goal we worked on. We talked about social skills and then the progress level that I believe that he made. Okay, so when we go to save this, we want to go up to File and hit Save As right here. Now like I said, I'm on a Mac, okay? So probably initially, like if you're on a Mac, it's going to look like this. Now, first we want to change the name of it because we don't want to save over a template. So we want to get rid of the word template, okay? So we want to keep our client initials here and the type of document that we're submitting, and then we literally just want to put the date of the appointment, okay? That helps us distinguish kind of what documents are which, as well as, sometimes we have clients with the same initials. And so this kind of helps us designate which document goes where. Then from there, if you're on, so like I said, if you're on a Mac, this little button will help extend that. If you're on a Windows or a PC, kind of at this screen, you'll see kind of a more options. Usually it's around like kind of this area, like a more options, and when you click on that, it'll extend to this big screen as well, where you can pick your options. So I tend to go all the way over here and pick Dropbox. You won't see any of this stuff. You'll literally just go in and see mentoring templates and mentoring submission. So from here, we want to click the submission folder and go into progress note submission, and then you'll save it. Okay? So that's how you save your notes once they are fully written. We want notes saved one at a time. So you'll literally, pull up the template, save your one appointment, and then if you have to write another note for that week, you'll pull up your template, your empty template again, and save them exactly the same way. Okay? Now, some other changes that have been made to the CCS templates that you'll notice is, this is what the CCS templates will look like if you have a CCS funded client. Some things that we have changed here is you've noticed up here that we've kind of added some other things. You do not need to touch this header, okay? Those will be filled in for you. You don't need to touch that. The only thing down here that you continue to update is date of service, the face-to-face time of service, all that good stuff. Some changes that have been made is we need you to highlight here under service provided which service you've provided for that session, okay? So ISDE literally stands for Individual Skill Development. That is a normal mentoring session. So like my appointment today with Casper, I would have highlighted ISDE. All right. Now, if you go to a team meeting for your client, you would highlight service planning. All right. So those are the differences between those. Still these same 4 questions that we've added. And some people have been doing this addition for a while, but we've added it to all of them, is the plan to meet next on this date. So that's just, the next time that you plan on seeing your client. This just really helps us to be able to track maybe, how often are things getting rescheduled? How often are things getting canceled? How often are you meeting with your client? All of that good stuff. So that's why we have that there. So we've added that to everyone's. An additional change that you might see on some of your kiddos if they're under a certain CCS funding source is you might see an addition over here regarding travel time. If it says, we only want you to change the little section that says actual travel time. Okay, that's where you put what you actually traveled. That way we pay you appropriately. But I think that's all of our updates. I'll get out of here. So that's how we kind of want things saved in the Dropbox system. Now with billing sheets, we want them saved exactly the same way. However, for the entire month in that submission folder, we'll go to that. In the submission folder, you notice how it's separated, the billing submission. All these billing sheets, we will keep the billing sheets in this folder for the entire month. So if you have a session that comes up, you can literally go into the billing submission folder, pull up your billing sheet, add your session to your billing sheet, and then be done, and then save it to this folder. So that's how we want, all of those things saved. I hope that, being able to kind of see my screen and see how it's supposed to look will help a lot of people. Please, feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if things aren't making sense or if you need help downloading the app. Feel free to reach out and we can kind of schedule an appointment that might be able to help you get things sorted out and get things the way that they're supposed to be. Thanks, guys.